Picture this, a group of individuals, each with unique abilities, fighting for their rights to exist in a world that fears and hates them. Sounds familiar? Yes, we're talking about the X-Men. But let's peel back the layers of this popular animated series. The X-Men aren't just superheroes with kick-ass abilities. They're mutants, feared by society, ostracized because of their differences. They're the other, the outcasts, the ones who don't fit into the world's narrow definition of normal. And isn't that a reflection of our own society? Think about it. African Americans have faced a similar struggle throughout history. The fear, the hate, the prejudice, all because their skin color is a shade society deems different. The X-Men with their superhuman abilities are fighting the same battle. They're standing up against the fear, the hate, the prejudices. They're battling for acceptance, for equality. Just like the X-Men, African Americans have been constantly fighting against societal prejudices. The parallels are hard to ignore, aren't they? Now let's delve deeper into the stark similarities between the brutalities faced by the X-Men and African Americans. The X-Men, despite their superhuman abilities, are often the targets of intense hatred and violence, much like African Americans have been throughout history. Take for instance the poignant episode where Cyclops, the laser-eyed leader of the X-Men, is hunted down like a criminal, simply for being different. It mirrors the gut-wrenching instances in our own society where African Americans have been targeted and brutalized purely because of their race. Or consider the episode where the X-Men are attacked by a mob, their home destroyed simply because they're mutants. It's a chilling echo of the race riots that have blighted our history, where African American communities have been devastated by violence fueled by fear and misunderstanding. It's not just physical violence either. The X-Men are frequently subjected to verbal abuse, discrimination and systemic bias, reflective of the prejudice faced by African Americans. The Mutant Registration Act, a fictional law in the X-Men universe that seeks to control and monitor mutants, is a stark parallel to the invasive and discriminatory laws that have targeted African Americans. In both cases, it's a fight against the fear of the other, the fear of what's different. The X-Men, like African Americans, are battling against a society that fears and rejects them, not for any wrongdoing but simply for being who they are. So, why does this matter? Why should we care about a bunch of fictional characters in a comic book? Well, let's dive into that, my fellow aficionados of the art of storytelling. Media, in all its forms, holds immense power. It's a mirror, reflecting our society, our values, and at times our flaws. When we talk about X-Men, we're not just discussing an animated series. We're exploring a narrative that has been instrumental in highlighting the struggles of marginalized communities. The creators of X-Men have used their platform to do more than just entertain. They've crafted a world that mirrors our own, using the mutants' experiences as a lens through which we can examine the racial injustices that persist in our society today. The mutants, much like those who have been racially marginalized, are misunderstood, feared, and discriminated against simply because they're different. The X-Men series doesn't shy away from these parallels. Instead, it embraces them, giving us a unique perspective on the challenges faced by African Americans and other marginalized communities. By acknowledging these parallels, we're not just appreciating a comic book, we're recognizing its power to spark conversations about racial injustices and inspire change. Just like the X-Men, it's about time we embrace our differences, not fear them. After all, in the wise words of Stan Lee, with great power comes great responsibility.